Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I've just eaten something and it's still on my mouth. Sorry, where was I? Yes, where today I'm going to be checking out something really kind of cool and special, which is the fact that, obviously, if you've been with us for a while, you know we've been listening to a lot of baby metal on this channel. We had our baby metal top 10 that we've been working our way through, and we've listened to every single album track so far, and a lot of the tracks from the new albums. But we also delved back into Sakura Gakuin, and before that, Karen Girls, which is where Sue Metal made her first noticeable appearance. Sorry, I've got something in my teeth still. Probably should have washed out my mouth before I started. Anyway, so this is a really interesting one we got here, which is that Baby Metal apparently did a cover of the Karen Girls song Over the Future, which was a really interesting one. It was a really fun song, and I remember thinking I covered this, and James also did a review for this channel as well of that song, and it was one that we both agreed it was really catchy and it was much better than you would expect from something like that, which was basically like a really young schoolgirls idol group, sort of. They were supposed to be like the child version of Perfume or something was the original idea for Karen Girls, and it came out as just this was something of a really good song. The video was bizarre and crazy. It had flying cubes and boxes in it as well, which I really hope come back for the Baby Metal version, but I somehow don't think they will. This is the live version, unless they can actually make cubes float. It's not going to happen. But I'm just really excited to see this. I'm really excited to see how this goes, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them reconnect themselves to their past, because as much as I love how much they've gone into this sort of serious metal thing and how good they've become at really cementing themselves as a serious artist, all the way from being a subgroup of an idol like group, a schoolgirl idol group thing, all the way to an accepted metal artist, I still think it's important to remember where you come from, and I'd love to see them reassert this connection. Now, this is a 2012 recording, so this is a full, 7 years old as we recorded this in 2019, but still that doesn't take away from the fact that it's just really lovely to see Baby Metal paying tribute to their roots. Now, before we listen to this, my mouth still feels like gyoza. I'll drink me some water. So let me pour back some water. Cheers. And let's get into a bit of Over the Future by Baby Metal, which I will glug my way through. No editing on this channel. Everything's genuine, honest opinions. I'm really looking forward to this. Here we go. Over the Future by Baby Metal. Ah, no Sue yet. They're going to build up to Sue. It's nice to see. I mean, I'm assuming this is in Japan, but most of the fans seem to know the song, and this is obviously nearer to the time of it coming out anyway, but still. Still just your black Baby Metal backing members. They're channeling their Sakura Gakuin because they're doing this really well. At the moment there seems to be a little bit too much drum and not enough of the actual chords, the tune that comes through, which the guitar will be playing now, which is kind of what makes the song, but that might just be because it's a live version. I love hearing her do that. It's really nice to hear. And you can also hear how much her voice has matured, even though this is 7 years old, how much it's matured between the original and this version, which I think is like a 4-year gap. Should I point out there was one flat note there? It is interesting hearing this song sounding actually surprisingly quite raw here. Alrighty. Alright, I'm really pleased I heard that. Really glad I heard that version. A few comments to take away from that. I mean, let's just take it first of all at the face value for what it is. They're not trying to reignite it and get a #1 single out of it. That's fan service right there. And as fan service, it's just great to see. They really threw themselves into it. They enjoyed it. They had a good time. You could just see that. It was great to see Sue doing that sort of old performance first. It's interesting, as this was 2012, that recording was nearer to the original Karen Girls song than it is to now. So I guess in a way, I hope they've done that since, just to further reignite that connection between them and their past. You know, with an artist where they've been grown through such a series of progressions through the Japanese music industry and now the world scene. It's really great to see them reconnect with that past. So I hope, like I say, they still do that now. Now, just to quickly, obviously, like I say, we always try to give an objective, subjective, try and give an honest opinion on things, however much we like them. Aside from bias, try to be honest on them. In my opinion, if we're talking about that as a version of the original, I think that maybe wasn't the best way they could have done it. Maybe the live mix didn't help, but it felt like the only real thing they did was they played the chord pattern on guitar, and played some bits on guitar instead, and then just replaced the beat with a sort of frenetic double kick, which kind of didn't necessarily get the best out of the song. I was kind of hoping that actually in this one they probably would have turned the guitars a little bit up and maybe had someone do something creative with the guitars. But then I noticed that because this is an older Baby Metal recording, that the backing band didn't seem to be the Kami band that they now have, the band who are basically their own proper backing band. From what I could see, it was they had the people who I've been told are actors. I never really looked too much what they're doing with their hands, but I've been told they're actors who were the ones who appeared in the videos, the original videos, the sort of Doki Doki Morning and Probably Gimme Chocolate and stuff like that. They were sort of the backing people, so I don't actually know the backing could have been completely recorded, and I don't know how much actual musicianship went into it, or it was just a few session musicians involved, or whether they really got skilled people involved. But it did feel like that was an arrangement that could have been dealt with better. I mean, I've never been such a big fan of the twiddling stuff, and as much as I appreciate Kami Band, I'm not a huge Kami Band fan as much as I am of the actual band themselves. But I think this is actually one of the ones where I would really like to see this given to a Kami Band to do as a backing for Baby Metal, because I think this is one where the original's such a good pop song that if you're going to do it as metal, you need to sort of really mess with it. And I'd love to see them sort of mess with this and turn it into, something ridiculously over the top. Have all that guitar twiddling that I usually complain about in over the top metal. Have sort of excessive riffs. Go really at it. Not just a double kick and let's play the guitar chords on guitar. So yeah, that was actually I said guitared. Is that what you call a guitar chord? A guitared. Anyway, that was really, really nice to see, and good feeling from that, and I think it's a brilliant thing that I certainly hope was not the only occurrence, and I hope they do more of that. And that was just a real pleaser. It was a pleaser, and as fan service, it's brilliant fan service, and just glad to see, and like I said, I hope they do more. As an actual reinterpretation, I think it was bare bare minimum basics, what you'd expect from a reinterpretation. It very minute reinterpretation at all. Actually, it was just kind of sonically we're playing it on guitar instead, and now every beat's going to be a kick drum beat, which, as you guys know, excessive double kick use I think sometimes isn't the best thing, and I think there was better ways they could have done that. But that's a small criticism. They didn't ruin the song. I guess that's the main thing. They didn't do anything that made me go, oh, this song's just been ruined now. It was something where instead I just went, okay, different take on the same thing, and more just happy to see them doing it at all. So that's my final thoughts, but this is a really interesting one. I've had this suggested a few times. It's taken me a while to get through to it. Now that we're sort of in that space between the Baby Metal top 10 being done and dusted, and the last 5, my 5 to 1 are about to come out next weekend. But I've recorded that, so as I'm in this space now between that and the new Baby Metal album coming out, I've got time to play around, listen to all these kind of crazy things that I hadn't got to hear before. Why can I not speak today? But for now, thank you very much for tuning in. Like I say, get involved, comment, like, subscribe, or press the thumbs down if you're going to leave a comment telling me why. And yeah, like I say, we're always happy to take suggestions. If you can think of anything weird related to Baby Metal or Sue Metal or the past, and I've heard about these sort of really cool weird little audition tapes and things that are bouncing around online that I'm going to be checking out as well. If you can find anything interesting that you want us to check out, give it to me, put it in the comments and we'll check it out. But for now, from Japan, thank you so much. Feel free to check out more of our videos, but until you do, ciao ciao.